What is going on, you guys? It's Eli with Common Sense. It is Sunday and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, and I don't really feel like getting out all my camera gear and doing a full-on edited video for this week's video. So we're gonna just set up the iPhone and do my week in fragrance. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing and let's just get on with the video. So this last week I decided to wear some oud fragrances. Now the note of oud is a really interesting note, and I do plan on doing a video in the future where I just talk about the different profiles and the different scents that kind of surround that note of agarwood. But for this week I decided to go with 7 fragrances that basically just have nice twists to that note of agarwood. And so for the first fragrance on this list on Monday, it doesn't actually have oud in the note breakdown, but to my nose, I smell it and I absolutely love this fragrance. The first fragrance that I wore on Monday is from the House of Fragrance Du Bois, and this is New York 5th Avenue. This is one of the first fragrances that I smelled from the house, and my goodness, does this smell absolutely luxurious. It just has a nice opulent quality to it, and every time that I smell this stuff, I just feel like $1,000,000, and it just has a nice bit of rosiness. It's got like a smoky, jammy quality to it. Also has like a caramel sweetness, and also I feel like it has a touch of agarwood in there because it's a little bit woody and it has a slightly just bitter quality to it, kind of tart, and I just absolutely love the way that it all just smells floral. It's kind of smoky, and again it has that nice animalistic agarwood, just a hint of it. So it's not going to be like a real barnyard oud fragrance like the next one we're going to be talking about, but this one, it just has a nice touch of that agarwood that makes it smell very rich and opulent. And so for the first fragrance on Monday, that was New York 5th Avenue by Fragrance Du Bois. Now for Tuesday, this next one, I just got it in the mail. It actually came in on Monday, and I have been in love with this fragrance for quite a while. I like just spraying it on myself, and ever since that I picked it up and ever since that it arrived in the mail, I've just been smelling it on my skin, and I can't get enough of this stuff. This is from Haramain. This is all Haramain's portfolio collection. This is Imperial Oud. Now, some people did warn me that this is going to be a very animalistic fragrance, and it is definitely an animalistic agarwood. It is not for the, Western oud lovers, for something like Tom Ford Oud Wood. This is not going to be a nice, creamy, soft, easy to wear oud fragrance. This is a little bit more challenging. It's definitely more Middle Eastern smelling, and I actually really enjoy this one. Some of the notes in here kind of reminds me a little bit of Electimus Sumanis. It's just that very animalistic, kind of musky, just real slightly fecal quality to it, and it's, again, not going to be for everyone, but I feel like it's got a nice bit of that tart, sour, animalistic leather. It's got some spices in there, but this is one of the most high quality smelling ouds that I've smelled in a long time. And there are, some cheaper synthetic ouds used in a lot of Middle Eastern perfumery, but this one, this is in a league of its own. And again, it smells like a $300-400 fragrance. It smells just like the oud that they use in Electimus Sumanis and some of the other niche fragrances that I've smelled. So this stuff, it lasts a long time and it smells incredible for the price. And again, I'd say this is like a $300 fragrance, but that one is from the portfolio collection from Haramain, and that one is Imperial Oud. Now for Wednesday. This stuff smells absolutely incredible. I just did a video where I talked about this fragrance. I did it in a haul video, and this one is from Fragrance World. This is for French Avenue, and this one is Azur Oud. Now this fragrance, just take a breath in. It smells so freaking good. It's got like a passion fruit. It's also got some agarwood in there, so it's going to be a little bit smoky, kind of has like a hickory vibe in there, and it just has a really interesting animalistic fruit combined with that animalistic agarwood. So yeah, the way that this kind of works together with some of the rose and other floral notes in there, it smells really high quality, and it's complex. It's not going to be super easy to wear, just like the second one we just talked about, but this one is supposed to be very similar to Oud Maracuja by, I think it was Maison Crivelli. don't have my notes here, but yeah, this stuff smells really good, and it took a few wearings for me to really get to like it. And yeah, this stuff just smells amazingly fruity, and it's got that nice tart kind of smoky rose and the agarwood, but it smells really high quality, and just the quality of any of the French Avenue fragrances, these are really nice. And so for 45 bucks on Wednesday, this one definitely blew me away, and that one is Azur Oud. And next up on Thursday, this is a fragrance that I did pick up semi-recently. This one is very similar to a few fragrances that I have smelled before. So this one is from the house of Blend Oud, and this one is Oud Sapphire. So Oud Sapphire to me smells like Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood, but it adds a little bit more vanilla, and it also adds a slightly more powdery floral touch to it. So it's almost like it's a little bit lighter and a little bit gourmand. So it's almost like a vanilla yogurt kind of combined with that. That's for some reason what I picture in my head. Yeah, this stuff just smells really good. I almost would say it's lighter and just a little bit easier to wear, but this stuff smells incredible for the price, and I think it's probably like around $150, I want to say, but the performance is really good. It's around the performance of the original Oud Satin Mood, but I absolutely love this stuff. And again, I think the nice addition of the violet, it makes it smell a little bit more airy, and I think they play up on some of the gourmands, so it's gonna smell like Oud Satin Mood, but slightly different. And it's from a nice house that I haven't really bought a whole lot of fragrances from before, but this one really does work, and it just projects like crazy on my skin. And that one is the niche house Blend Oud, and that one is Oud Sapphire. Now for Friday. I decided to go with a fun, fruity oud fragrance. This one is from the house of Ahmed Al-Maghribi, and this one is Blue Oud. So I've talked about this one a few times, and just every time that I spray it, I absolutely love it. You basically just get new car leather, dark, rich leather, and you also have like a fruity quality, almost like a fruit punch or like a raspberry of some sort. And it does have a little bit of like a green woody quality to it. I feel like there's some cypress in here and some spruce, and as you can see on the back, it has a really cool etched quality on the bottle, and it just smells really easy to wear. And it does have a little bit more of that leather and that dark quality to a blue kind of soapy fragrance. But yeah, I think the leather and the fruits really are dominant in this one. And if you've tried Ahmed Al-Maghribi's Marge, then I think this is a slightly darker version of that. I think that one is definitely more sweet and kind of like a creamy leather, whereas this is a dark and slightly just more just kind of like a more earthy leather. So this one, it's really good for the price, 40 bucks, and you can do a few sprays and it will project like crazy all throughout the day. So yeah, Blue Oud was really good for Friday, especially just going out, walking around with some friends, and this stuff really does rock. That one is Ahmed Al-Maghribi's Blue Oud. Now for Saturday, I decided to go for a nice oud fragrance. This one is leathery, it is animalistic, and I absolutely love this one. This is Nishane's Mana. So if you've tried Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad, that's basically what this fragrance is, but with a nice twist. It's very close to that Ombre Nomad DNA, but I actually love this one a little bit more because you have a slightly more jasmine presence, and I feel like you also have some honey in here. So it's like a honey sweetness, and it just takes that nice dark leathery Ombre Nomad with some of those florals and that nice agarwood. And again, it adds a little bit of a floral honey quality to it, and I feel like this rounds out a lot of those notes, and it just smells just very expensive, just like the original Ombre Nomad. But again, it's really nice, and I love the house of Nishane. I haven't had a fragrance from that house that I dislike, but I think this is definitely one of the better ones from the house, and that one is Nishane's Mana. Now today, it's Sunday, and I decided to go with a nice cheapie, and this one is still very oud dominant. This one is from the house of Nabil. This one is Al-Bashik. I don't know why I thought this was Megateer. I don't even own Megateer. On my notes, I actually wrote down Megateer. That is crazy. But yeah, this one is Nabil's Al Bashik, and this one, it's a very strange quality to it, because every time that you smell it and as it develops throughout the day and it plays off of your skin, you're gonna get something slightly different. So originally on the first blast, you're gonna get a very strong agar wood. It's gonna be very smoky, and it's gonna have like a hickory smoked quality to it. So it's almost gonna smell like a smoked meat with that nice strong dark agar wood, the kind of charcoal vibe. And it also has a nice bit of sweet, spicy quality to it. So it's almost like a cinnamon nutmeg quality. You almost have like a cardamom in there, and it does have some really interesting fruits at the opening. So it's not going to be like a real bright and juicy fruit. It's kind of like a dried fruit, almost like a dried date, a gourd. And as it dries down, you definitely get more ambery. Some of the cinnamon comes out, and it doesn't smell as smoky, but it still smells really dark, and it just has that Middle Eastern incensey spice in it. And it just smells incredible off the skin. I believe they also have some castoreum or some other animalistic notes in here that definitely give it an animalistic edge without being too crazy or cloying in the opening. Now, it's not going to be super easy to wear in the opening. I feel like you have to like those dark, you know, animalistic Middle Eastern fragrances, but, you know, as this dries down, it smells more warm. Kind of smells like a winter and fall fragrance with some of those like baked spices and almost like a baked caramel apple pie or some, yeah, just like some apple cobbler, like a fruit cobbler, but it smells really good. And as it dries down, you're gonna get a really nice, sweet, spicy dry down. Again, with that nice bit of agar wood in there that makes it smell kind of smoky and really, really interesting. That one is Nabil's Al Bashik. So that was this week in fragrance. I do like to try to do kind of themed weeks every now and then, so it's not just on Monday I wore Lattafa, on Tuesday I wore Tom Ford. I do like to kind of do slight themes, so if there's any themes that you'd like to see me talk about or wear for the upcoming weeks, leave it down in the comments. And again, if you have any new fragrances, if you've tried any, if they're in the mail, leave them down in the comments and I'd love to chat about them with you. That does it for today. I hope you have an amazing week. You stay safe out there and just get to do the things that you love this week. I'm Eli with Common Sense. Until the next time, bye-bye.